I'm starting my first freshwater aquarium since high school. Hey, my name is Remy. Welcome back to another Brightwell Aquatics video. If you want to follow along on my freshwater journey, please like and subscribe. You may know and love Brightwell Aquatics for the large presence that we have in the saltwater side of the aquarium hobby, but we have an entire freshwater side as well. Like many, I started in the hobby with a freshwater tank, and all throughout junior high and high school, that's pretty much all I had were freshwater aquariums. It's always good to have a plan whenever you start a new aquarium. Probably not a good idea to just walk into the local fish store and decide you're gonna have a tank one day without making some sort of arrangements prior to the moment you get livestock. Here are a few things to take into consideration when you're setting up a new aquarium. One, size of the aquarium. Where can you put this in your home? Do you have space for a large aquarium or a small aquarium? In this case, I decided to go with a 60-gallon breeder from one of the big box stores. It was cheap. It was on a discount. I got it for half price. I think you probably know where I got it. 4 feet by 18 by 18. So it's a nice sized tank, and I like the dimensions. Also, when it comes to the aquarium, I wanted there to be a background. One of my biggest pet peeves is seeing cords and hoses and things behind the aquarium that you see through the glass. And I went down many different paths to see which one would be best, and I didn't like the vinyl idea. So I ended up painting the back glass, and I really like how this turned out. Now the fish will appear as if they're swimming in an endless void. Livestock, what do you want to put in the tank? I kept cichlids in high school, and so I am drawn naturally to cichlids. They reproduce readily. It's fun to watch the life cycle happen in the tank. And in this case, I'm gonna do cichlids that I haven't had before from Lake Tanganyika. So like shell dwellers, multis, leleupi, and maybe a couple other species as well. Let me know if you have any suggestions in the comment section. Honestly, wherever you go online, you're gonna find differing opinions of what fish species get along with what fish species. So I just wanna have the whole tank kind of covered from, water column to rock dwellers to shell dwellers. For rock, I'm going with a Seiryu stone. They're super easy to scape. They look cool. And I think for a novice scaper such as myself, this is probably gonna be the best route for me to go at this point. I also got a good deal on CaribSea cichlid sand, so I went ahead and bought some bags of that. For filtration, I'm just gonna be using a canister filter. And while I'm waiting for all of these things to arrive, I do have sand and rock, so I'm gonna take a stab at an easy aquascape. Fish from Lake Tanganyika need plenty of rock caves, and for our shell-dwelling friends, a spot where we can put a bunch of shells for the multis. Now, I saw mixed reviews on using egg crate, like it could become a detritus trap, but I didn't really have any styrofoam or anything else that I could use in the moment. So this ended up making it super easy to move everything around if I needed to move it, but we'll keep an eye on it as we go. I just don't want any of this heavy rock to fall on that glass. So here's my 3-island scape to start, and it's a lot lower than I thought it would be. That's one thing with Seiryu stone. You always need more than you think you need, especially if you have smaller pieces like I had. This is the CaribSea sand going in, and this was kind of another surprise to me. In the bag, it looked a little bit darker, but against that dark Seiryu stone, it turned out stark white in contrast. So I layered down some pewter colored gravel to mix that in. I also got some darker CaribSea, mixed that in. And then I just realized that I didn't have enough stone. So I went back to the local fish store, grabbed up 15 more pounds to kind of fill in the gaps. And this is where we're at today. So I wanted it to kind of look like rough, broken surface, rocks kind of laying everywhere, stone blended in. There's a lot of rock caves now and plenty of places for shells. I didn't want to add the shells just yet because, well, they're gonna float if I fill the tank with water at this point. So we'll go ahead and fill the tank first. But honestly, for my first scape, I really like how it turned out. We might add some Java fern or maybe another super hardy plant down the road. I'm not totally sold on that yet. For now, I love this rocky terrain, and I'm excited to see this thing in action. So the next time you see this tank, it'll be up and running. I hope to get the cycle started here soon. Brightwell Aquatics has a lot of great tools when it comes to starting up tanks and keeping the pH in check and all of that. We'll get into that in a future video. For my freshwater people, any suggestions on the Aquascape? Any suggestions on livestock? Leave those down in the comments below. And if you want to join me on this freshwater journey, make sure to like and subscribe. More info at brightwellaquatics.com, and I'll see you in the next one.